Onee-sama is scary. First it was like this scary mansion thing, and she stared at her like a horror bad guy with like green emerald eyes. So I was like, what you doing here, lady? This feels like, oh my god, is her eyes see the time loop thing? That's what it looks like. Her eyes can see the time loop thing. Her eyes have the same graphic as how she knows Machu, because they're like connected somehow through the time loops, because they have been kiraing together. This is weird now. It feels almost sexual. Honestly, she's like, oh, Machu and me. I touched you. I touched you too, Onee-san. See, I'm calling it Yuri now. She's like, you and me, we have touched each other. Our auras has blend together in a Yuri way. It feels like revolutionary Utena. She's like, oh, she looks like her. That's it. She looks like, oh my god, this is revolutionary Utena. This is such a massive Yuri reference. She's like, I will be your blade. So, hello everyone, time for another Gundam episode. Today then, new girl, crazy timeline eyes. The episode gets Yuri, she looks a lot like Utena. She's all like, oh, I love you now. No, but it's seriously, guys, I keep joking, right? Because you know I love Suletta Makes Ketchup, they're freaking two beautiful best girls. And this anime feels even more weird now because Machu meets this new woman, right? She never met her before. And me, they are like, oh, I'm looking into your eyes. And I'm like stuck in the Kira soul with you. I can feel the Kira. You know, I'm joking a little bit. But come on, it's very innuendos. It doesn't end here. But it has that interesting timeline implication in the end, guys. So, yeah, let's check it out. It's not Kira right now. No, she's falling down here. But Machu is the real deal, though. God, the Gundam is hugging her. It's weird. She's like, yes, my Gundam. Yeah, she's way too in love with her Gundam, man. She doesn't love Shuji. She loves the Gundam. Yeah, that's not maybe the best landing, but yeah, into the water. She's on Earth now, then. I guess so. She was like, I have to go to Earth, right? This character now, in like a weird nightgown. Someone should know. Some Gundam S would be like, well, obviously this is this character. Someone's gonna be like, I know who this is. You know, this is anime, man. Some maids. She landed in some rich lady's lake or something. So like, yeah, I got you, Machu-chan. Like, she's like, am my legs still real? What? She jumps like, oh, am I still a human or something? Or what do you think she did? Like, remodeled her or something into like, yeah, she's finally on Earth. She's not impressed at all. She's like, well, Earth, who cares? Yeah, okay, no. Stop being that, Machu. You're back at the home planet. Exactly. This is Earth. It's a sun. Yeah, she's finally experiencing Earth. Who is this Onee-sama? They keep saying Onee-sama, right? Who do they refer to? Onee-sama. Of course, means like, you know, older sister, or it doesn't have to mean older sister, though, but you know, usually it's like, you know, big sister, right? So, who is Onee-sama? I was like, wait a minute, where am I actually? Nothing. I'm like, wait, I'm at this house? Yeah, of course. It's the classic Gundam. It's like, wait, I landed in this garden? It's like, uh-oh. It's some kind of, oh, I think I'm really stuck here, right? Yeah, and who's his mates are like, ah, come on, it's some nice, some rich people, you know, nothing to be worried about, Machu-chan. They're obviously some kind of, like, military or grizzly. She's always so angry, Machu. She really is an annoying teenager, yeah. Shut up, yeah. She is always super, yeah, frustrating, you know. Young lady. It's always just like angry at everyone. Never answer the questions properly, or yeah, she's an annoyed all the time. Okay, just later thought this weird, like, yeah, obviously this is happening because of the time. So you really don't know, way. Well, I don't think Machu really knows this stuff, though. She's just like, oh, so you don't know anything, hey, girl? Right? It does feel a little bit like, I mean, obviously she's fighting and she's killing and so on, right? But it really doesn't feel like Machu knows anything from a lore standpoint, right? She only kind of knows that Shuji is the guy, but yeah, she obviously knows about Shuji, Earth. He's like, Earth, yeah. Why do you want to go to Earth for? Yeah, this kind of, the only thing she knows is about Shuji, right? But I mean, this is floating here. But yeah, I don't know why they expect her to kind of understand the backstory of it, you know? She obviously is a good, you know, Gundam pilot, right? Because she's, you know, kiraing. But I don't think that Machu has any understanding or grasp, right, of, like, how everything works, right? You know what I mean? She's flying out of instinct, right? She's flying because she understands the like mechanics behind it or whatever. That's really how she flies, right? So escape plan. This reminds me now of that great scene with Suletta and Yuri are fighting. That's fantastic, lovely scene. But yeah, she's but someone sent her a message. Someone's hacking her door or something. Yeah, like Machu escape plan. Maybe it's him though. He's the he's the commander. He's like he's like it's a trap. Oh, Vagio. I see. It's him doing it, right? I think so. He was looking at the message there. So this is a classic strategy, right? He's gonna let her escape so they can follow her. Exactly. He's gonna let her flee, right? Exactly. So he's not even hacking it. He's just opened the door for her. Oh my god, this is the easiest, best strategy ever. Yeah, she's like, oh, come on. Yeah, letting her escape so you can then follow her. Allow it. Yeah, okay, fine. Open the door for her. He's like, hey, open the door. Don't sit and destroy the door. Yeah, just open it then. Like, you know, don't let her, like, you know, don't have to blow up the door then. She can just, like, take the door outside. Okay, she's finally gonna meet Onee-sama. This looks like a horror movie now. What's happening? Like, why is it so dark for? She's playing, like, some piano to it. She's like, dunk, dunk, dunk. Why did it turn into a horror movie? Oh, man, she's sassy. Oh my god. Oh, it's like... My god, it's the etchinad, yeah. Sometimes that who's ass here. But I guess they're like doing... Just gonna talk to Onee-sama. Everyone keeps mentioning Onee-sama, right? But the thing is that... Let me try how this works then, right? So sometimes Onee-sama is referring to, of course, like, you know, like someone's older sister, right? But Onee-san also means young lady. So you can actually definitely... Onee-sama is like, you know, either used as honorable older sister, but in this case it's more like honorable young lady, right? It's more like, you know, this is like the young lady of the house, right? The noble lady. You also have older sister, of course, right? Then just Onee-sama, but yeah, Onee-san, Onee-sama can mean like, you know, like young lady, like a lady in her like early 20s, roughly speaking. For example, it's sitting with Dolph Lundgren with his jokes, right, in the movie, and it calls this older lady, Japanese lady, he calls her like Onee-san, right? And it's kind of like a joke there because she's like, haha, you're so flirty, yeah, so whatever, that's like Japanese detail. You know, it's like, why are you here for? Oh yeah, Onee-sama. This woman is weird though. That's there? Onee-sama is scary. First it was like this scary mansion thing, and she stared at her like a horror bad guy with like green emerald eyes. So I was like, what you doing here, lady? This feels like she's probably gonna be one of the antagonists, I feel. And I do think they're gonna have a part 2, right? But this woman now feels like she'll be one of the main antagonists. Maybe I'm wrong, but with that scene there, it does set her up as like a that is screen evil. But it might be a red herring. She's actually gonna be supporting her, right? But yeah, this woman is. Oh my god, is her eyes see the time loop thing? That's what it looks like. Her eyes can see the time loop thing. Her eyes have the same graphic as the Kira time, and exactly. She's like, this is how she knows Machu, because they're like connected somehow through the time loops, because they have been Kiraing together. This is weird now. It feels almost sexual. Honestly, she's like, oh, Machu and me. I touched you. I touched you too, Onee-san. See, I'm calling it Yuri now. She's like, you and me, we have touched each other. Our auras has blend together in a Yuri way. It feels like revolutionary Utena. She's like, oh, she looks like her. That's it. She looks like, oh my god. This is revolutionary Utena. This is such a massive Yuri reference. She's like, I will be your blade. If you see the Utena I'm talking about, she looks like her weapon. Jesus Christ. It's like, dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I can feel it now, man. Jesus Christ. But yeah, this is so Yuri. Now she's like, who do you like? It really like, is there someone you're in love with? You can't tell when this turned into a weird Yuri stuff now. This turned into the revolutionary Girl Utena, I'm telling you guys. Yeah, she's just like, oh yeah. Don't you feel it, Machu? You and me. Oh, circle around. In the loop of life. Yeah, like, okay, yeah. It doesn't happen she has the exact same like skin color or yeah, the look that she has in Utena. It doesn't help. But yeah, this turned into like a weird Yuri anime. I will not drop this, man. That was weird. Okay, now they are not locked out of it because some guards are coming. Yeah. But she was like Kiraing her soul, man. That was some weird Kira sex thing. Yeah, that was like, exactly, you follow me now. You're mine. Okay. Sitter där calling him about, yeah, and yes. Onee-sama. Yeah. Like, yeah. You belong to me now. That was a weird scene. Come on. That felt very Yuri. She was like, yes, we're like, you know, I don't know, flowing each other inside of this weird, you know, magical thing. Yeah, very strange. I still wonder if she won't be an antagonist, though. That felt, like I said, obviously she's gonna be an important character now, but it felt like she's kind of tricky Machu, right? I don't understand if she's in her side, you know what I mean? She's more like, you belong to me now, girl, right? I don't think Machu's gonna enough with her, you know what I mean? I think she's gonna manipulate Machu, mostly. But yeah, we see the maids now are telling Machu here in the night, and they're giving her some, like, orders here from Onee-sama. Yes, please do as we tell you. Oh, you're gonna burn? Oh, this is probably this distraction, of course, so they can escape or whatever. Yeah. Actually, there's a lot of burning. That felt like unnecessary. She's like, maybe we should have just burned like a little bit of the house. No, this is part of the plan. It's all part of the plan. I was like, okay, this feels like they didn't have to burn down the whole mansion. Yeah, okay, I don't know. But it did feel a bit overkill. Yeah, they were like, oh, the whole house is burning up. Everyone died in there. Yeah, that was another escape. Machu and the young lady. Oh, of course, they're gonna escape with her Gundam. This does make sense, though, that she kinda waited for Machu to get there, so that she could escape. But yeah, she needs a Gundam to escape, of course. I got my own mobile suit, lady. This feels like very Yuri now. I felt earlier too, wow, it's very Yuri, man. Oh yeah, she's like, Onee-sama, you have to join me. Get into my Gundam. You and me, girl, we're gonna darling in the France this Gundam. Yeah. I can ride you, you know. Get inside of me. He won't shoot her though, so not. Yeah. Get inside! Well, he's not gonna shoot her though, no. She's like, you can't shoot me, I'm the... But it feels so weird, the Machu's like, I love you! You know what I mean? She meant like a minute ago, you're my love forever! I'm shooting a bit, but come on. She's basically like, leave! You have to kill Akira without me! You know, yeah, she's blocking it. It does feel kind of strange, honestly, that she's just like, I will defend you forever, Machu. That being said, though, she does have a Mobile Suit Gundam, though. She probably can just defeat him if she wants to, yeah. She can do the Suletta strategy and make tomato juice. I mean, honestly, like, does she have to protect her? She's like, I will protect you! But he has like a rifle. And Machu's in like a giant mecha. She's in a mobile suit. She can obviously defeat that guy. I mean, sure, maybe she would kill him if she had to fight him. But come on, that wasn't silly. How she's like blocking for the mobile suit. And she's like, I can probably just like, yeah, like... I didn't really feel that the guy with the rifle was very threatening versus the mobile suit. Maybe that's just me. But sure, perhaps if like you couldn't really fight him because she would be like she had to like, crush him, right? She had to go Suletta style on him. Yeah, Machu isn't as into tomato ketchup and so on. I guess there could be an argument for it. But, I mean, could she, like, return now, though, and it's safe? Honestly, I think it was kind of funny how she also was like, no, I don't want to leave without you, you're my girl, yeah. They felt like they immediately, and she faced again. Okay, Machu is a terrible driver, yeah, who gave her a pilot license? She's terrible at this. What's happened? Okay, I'm fine, though. This actually probably be fine in reality, because in reality, you don't actually build, like, you know, spacecraft as you build like submarine strikes, because the pressure of water is very, very different, so it's actually much harder to extract them, whatever, I'm nerd. But yeah, that's a problem with like, you can't really like, you know, change them. But yeah, she's finding Gigax down there. What's behind it? Yeah, it's almost something giant behind it. It looks like a head or something. Is that maybe the space thing? Yeah, there's someone there. Because it looks like a bigger mecha behind it. It looks like it landed from another mecha. Oh, this is weird. Yeah, what's she finding in the water? It's like her Gundam plus something else there. That looks like a gigantic Gundam behind it. It looked like, you know, like a Godzilla-sized Kaiju Gundam. Like we had earlier in the season. He comes to Coach Command, he's like, yeah, girl. He's like, good job, girl. His plan was like, yeah, I'll let her find it for me. And now he's gonna, of course, he's gonna lift up the corpus in the water, right? So usually in reality, at least, this is the future, but you have like floaters. You put in bags, right? You put them up in the air, and they can like push up the ship or whatever. So I guess they get to similar to that. They can lift it up and they lift it up. But I'm guessing it's a really, really big Gundam, right? It's a kind of ship, a ship or a Gundam that's in the water. Oh, it's like the head. Interesting design of it. Yeah, I mean, I don't recognize his symbol. I'm sure some Gundam fan can tell me in comments below. That symbol there looks like it has to mean something, right? Probably from another, I mean, Gundam. Like I said earlier, I have seen some of the Gundam shows, right? But I haven't seen all of them, you know what I mean? I've seen like more of the newer ones, yeah. And the first one, basically, right? The original one. A bit of that. But I haven't seen all the, 80s and 90s Gundams. So. I see sleeping. Oh, here we go, it's a pilot. Okay, who is it? Shardan? Who is the person? Interesting episode. It was very Yuri, yeah. It's very Kira. I can't drop it, you know. We know it's a Yuri show, yeah, come on. Just like last season. Some people go so angry over it. Oh, Gundam is just Yuri now, but no, let's review it. Yeah, this woman is super suspicious, right? This is of course a scene where she stared down Machu after Machu went through that dark mansion, and obviously he was doing some, I guess, prostitutes or whatever, right? Yeah, those two ladies to open the door and were in the panties. Then of course she like stared down here in a weird way. And then we saw that her eyes were basically like time traveling and Kira, right? But it really felt like her eyes was like the portals, you know? They looked almost exactly like when Shuji time traveled. Like she had literally like time traveling eyes or something. Like she looked into a portal. But yeah, the whole scene to me, it really reminded me, right, of a show here, guys. Suit Gundam is just like classic Yuri show, right? And you know what I mean? One of the girls clearly looks like she did. Yeah, they have the same thing, right? They have like kind of the Hinduistic, dot or so on, right? Yeah, so to me, I was like, oh yeah, this is Utena now. This is Utena now. And the thing is that, just very briefly, Utena, it's a very famous, like, very classic Yuri anime, right? And the thing is that in Utena, they're fighting by one of the women then turns into a weapon. She's like a soul eater. She's like, oh, I'm your blade, and then she turns into like her sword, right? And she's fighting like other women and so on. And it's very like Yuri vibes or something. And they had that scene when she into a car and so on. Yeah, it's super weird. The best scene though, spoilers with one of the movies, which is so funny, I love it so much, is that they have this fight with one woman, right? And then she turns into a car. Yeah, instead of turning into like a sword, she becomes like a vehicle. Like it makes no sense. It happens, right? And she drives away from the enemy. They're like, we can turn into a vehicle. And then the villainous lady also becomes a vehicle and jumps after them. And she laughs at them like, I can also become a car. And you're like, of course you can. And it makes zero sense. Yeah, like she turns into one of the women turns into a car, and then another woman can also do it because of reasons. So they have like a driving fight instead, like a race fight. Yeah, you're like, yeah, of course. Of course you do. But anyway, it did feel similar in how, they, they stare at each other in this like Kira-ness, right? And honestly, I find it kind of funny because I keep laughing. Sorry, guys, but I mean, immediately afterwards, she's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna save you now, Machu. And she stands there, like guarding the Gundam with her body, and it's like, leave, I love you. Yeah, he's like, did they just meet? It really felt like they bonded with that one time warping Kira thing, and now they're like in love or something. Yeah, they're like, oh no, I will die for you, my Machu. It was a weird episode, yeah. Anyway, obviously, I think the commander strategy was beautiful. How he let Machu escape, right? He's just like, oh, is someone hacking the door, Machu? That was really good. Yeah, that was really good. And the episode ended great there. How, of course, she found the Gundam, she found the weird stuff behind it, right? And then immediately he appears behind them with the ship like, hey girl, she's like, what? that was really great, how he like, successful strategy. But certainly, like a classic, right? Like you allow someone to escape, but you're actually tracking them, so you can, but I think it made a lot of sense. Like I said earlier, they were interrogating Machu, right? But it's not like she actually knows anything. Because clearly, Machu works on instinct. She has that Kira, and she has this weird feeling for Shuji, which as I said earlier, I think that is because she's more in love with the Kira-ness more than him, right? And he has a kind of connection to that, so it's more that what she kind of likes him for. She doesn't understand it because she can't really like distinguish between, you know, like the power and him as a man or whatever, right? It's more like interested in the power. It's more like a power drug thing, right? Like, oh, I want the power, the thirst, right? More than she actually wants him, I think. But anyway, my point is that she doesn't understand it, right? She doesn't really like grasp why it's happening. So the whole integration was just like, I don't know, guys. I used Kira. Yeah, because you know she's just like Kira, boom, boom. You know, yeah. It's like she can basically she can't explain anything, right? So his strategy was really good of being like, oh, we let her escape and then we just follow her, because even if she can't explain stuff, she clearly again is connected to this whole like, you know, time warping Kira something else, right? So even if she doesn't know where she's going, she basically will end up where she has to be, right? Because she kind of like, you know, feels where she goes, or it's some kind of fate or whatever you call it. But I kind of compare it to, best of my head right now, it's like the Speed Force or whatever in like DC. It's like, well, all of them are in this like Kira Force, right? So it's kind of connected, you know what I mean? And they all just kind of end up together. If you do everything about, you know, reverse Flash, like Zoom or right? Now he did play out a lot of stuff, but on the same time, it's been explained that no matter what Barry does in DC, he can't get rid of this guy. Like, you can't rewrite him out of the. He can time travel a lot. In the Flash has a lot of time traveling, but he cannot like time travel and get rid of his arch enemy because he's like permanently stuck with him, because he has also time travel. So they're both stuck in this like Speed Force time traveling shenanigan thing. So he's like in his continuity in something, so they can never like time travel and kill him or something. So that's kind of how this feels here in a lesser scale, right? But they kind of like, oh, we're somehow connected with our Kira time traveling power. So somehow it's like wherever we are in space and time, we somehow always exist to each other or something, and we kind of will accidentally find each other or whatever. That's how this comes up to me, at least. But yeah, in DC they have very much storyline about specifically Flash, you know, Flashpoint and reverse zoom and all that stuff. It's a very, very complicated, right? In the DC, I would say probably the most complicated this stuff is with the Flash, because it's a lot of, it's always like time traveling always costs a lot of timelines, right, and so on. And the general point in DC, a side note, is that of course Barry tries to save his mom, right? His mom gets killed, and he tries to time travel to revive his mom, and that usually causes some kind of, you know, alternative timeline, right? And then overall, I like that with Barry, that it does feel like in most versions of Barry, he comes to like a realization where his mom has to kind of die, right, to kind of save the planet. Like, his mom has to die, whereas he can't become the true Flash, right, and like actually be the best Flash version, and then people will die. So that's usually how that goes in that time traveling, that he has to kind of accept his fate of like a bad life, but then I get, you know, the true power, so I can save the planet kind of thing. So I like that a lot. And it does feel like Gundam here is going, maybe not for the same sense, but something in that time win, right? Like, when we're doing something with timelines, and it does feel like they have to kind of sort it out, you know. And because I don't think that Machu and Neon, right, both have this like rebellious streak now, but they probably will end up, you know, doing the right thing in the end, right? So I could see them doing something similar, where it's like I could reverse time and like save my mom or something, but I'm not gonna do it because they will mess up the timeline. You know what I mean? I could definitely see something that definitely I think could be the fun episode in this anime. Something similar, where Macho is like, I could be selfish, right, and rewrite history, and perhaps then my, you know, Neon or mom or whatever is alive, but if I do that, you know, then everything will go to shit, so I can't do that. I hope something like that, like kind of meaningful time decision making, absolutely. And if you subscribe and have a great day.